GM Crypto News Analysis. Here it is, February 13th. And before I get into this video, please read the disclaimer below on the shilling of the tokens. Take disclaimer. But in any case, let's talk about the price action of the majors really quick. So Bitcoin still in this range that's just chopping up everybody up. And honestly, I want to admit that I made some fucked up mistakes personally for my own altcoins, and I got a little chopped up from this. But in any case, I did learn a little bit from it, and I'm probably going to be a bit more to sit on my hands currently, just because right now it's very hard to print any sort of money in altcoins, especially since a lot of things are just choppy, especially this Bitcoin price action. So in any case, I'm just not going to make things worse for myself and probably just chill a bit. But that's just a yap on my own part. But if we look at the majors here, still in this death range. We don't really know where it's honestly going to go, at least in the short term. Honestly, it could just be trying to build energy for either a rally upwards or a leg downwards into the low 90s. But in any case, if I were to look at the liquidation heat map, so yeah, as you guys can see, there's more liquidity being centered around this little mini zone of 97K to 95K. Really, I'm probably more biased for it just to range in this 97, 95K, at least for the next few days or so. And either it taps down to 94K or taps 98K. Currently, as we can see from this, there's a lot more inefficiencies towards 94K. So yeah, I can't really give you guys a solid answer where this price action is going to go. So people like traders, probably not the best time to be trading these type of things. And if you have any capital at all, you just dollar cost average into whatever the fuck you like. But in any case, right now, nothing really too exciting. And if we look at the price action of the AI coins, for example, so virtuals, for example, not really looking too great. Just also still pretty choppy. Everything's a little bit down on the day, even though they bounced quite recently. And also Solana AI. Solana AI was pretty strong, but okay, it freaking got a little destroyed. Even Arc, for example. I mean, Arc is really strong, but there was a Zelda news event that happened here when it released one of its features, and it went from 460 to 280, which is kind of fucking insane. And even Sny, on the other hand, is really strong. This one's wow. So yeah. AI still really strong, at least some of the infra tokens. And if we look at the meme coins, so base meme coins, not really looking Kikat's like bottoming here, not really exciting. Doshi is actually pretty strong though. This one's probably the strongest base meme, catching a decent bit of bids from the bottom here. So this one is actually really nice, Doshi, but nothing really too crazy. If we look at Solana meme coins as well, Popcat is probably the only one that's, if anything, interesting, but actually it's breaking out here. It's actually really strong. So this could mean something really good for the cats, at least the betas, if Popcat continues to be strong in this market. But I think Popcat is getting listed soon, at least like maybe today or tomorrow, and that could boost us up. So cats are going to have a nice time on Solana. But in any case, let's talk about the Cookie.fun dashboard. Market cap wise, a little bit down on the day. Nothing really else to say here. But let's talk about the tweets here. So look at this. Spoiler alert, only insiders won on CZ's dog launch today. I got the conversation right in front of me. LM out. This is horrible. Yeah, so there was a launch being made about CZ, and there's this meta around Binance chain where he was making a test token, ran to like 500 million, and then now everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is a new thing. But this kind of just reminds me of what happened with Tron chain of Justin Sun back then, and it was just him probably pumping his own bag, doing some insider shit. I guess maybe some of his affiliates lost money in this choppy ass market, so they're trying to pump bags by stealing from other people. But in any case, there was this meta around his dog. So let's look at this next few words. Indeed, yeah, he knows, and nobody gives us a lot of dairy fuck anymore. Not a good example. BNB hype will probably be short-lived. All other memes dying, etc. Yeah, it's kind of a little bearish. It just sucks liquidity from other people, and yeah, insiders are dumping other people. And if we look at the tokens, look at this. There's just a shit ton of fucking broccolis, and as you guys can see, this is extremely PvP. It seems like the market decided that this is the broccoli for some reason. And yeah, look at this. Pretty much within about a minute or so, it ran like in 10 minutes or 5 minutes or so, it ran up to 400 million. And after 10 minutes, it ran down to fucking 10 mil. So there's some bullshit going on. And usually with these type of plays, like you can, unless you have an edge and you're an insider, you most likely just want to sit your hands out on this because you don't really have an edge since everyone is expecting this. He made a tweet about this where he was like, guys, I'm posting my dog's name in like 3 hours, and it got so much attention, but in that case, it's not really alpha anymore, and most likely you shouldn't play it because you're most likely going to lose money. I mean, you could try to play this reversal, of course, when it pumped all the way down, but to buy it immediately as it launches, if you played that, you most likely lost money here since it went from 400 to 10 million in like 5 minutes. So it's pretty tough PvP bullshit. And also look at the amount of fucking broccolis in here, even on Solana. Like, Yeah, this is sucks liquidity from a lot of coins. A lot of the insiders are making money from this, so it's pretty extractive from the markets overall. It's not really that good of a thing. But let's look at the next tweet. Logged on for the first time in a couple days. Feed. I'm 37 unemployed and looking for which coin CC's dog has provenance. I've lost my house in Solana. It is RSMR's fault. Call for alt season. Bit boy down. Typical generation bottom. Here's a 22 thread on why Frank the God is Indian and belongs in jail. Yeah, so it's kind of stupid. So people are losing their fucking minds in this choppy ass price action. I mean, just look at Bitcoin, man, down only for like the last 2 weeks, and it's horrible for the altcoins. And people, they need something to play, which is why we have these random things with the fucking CZ method. People are calling for alt season all over the place and all this. Like alt season, I think it will be coming, but if you look at the price action of the majors, it's not really no one too high. And if you also look at Bitcoin dominance, well, look at this, it's just up only once again. I don't really see any sign of this topping out anytime soon. We might not get an alt season until like April or some shits, or March. I don't know if it's gonna happen in perhaps February, but we need for alt season to happen. We need Ethereum to stop being super oversold. Okay, I mean it is oversold right now, but we need Ethereum to break out of its range here and perhaps go like 5K or something, like break all-time highs for alt season to happen and everything to fucking send. I don't think it's gonna be everything. It has to be the right coins, and I want to say that we are in the right places, like base AI, Solana AI, base memes, and the Solana memes is probably the last thing. Very good of a tier list of what is cashing the most bids, or at least like in the short term. Solana AI over base AI over. Okay, base AI, base memes, I would say are equal. And then over Solana memes, it's probably my tier list for these things right now, for at least where liquidity is most interested in. But in any case, we need Ethereum to break out for the liquidity to finally go into the altcoins and for risk on sentiment to finally return to the markets. But there's a last tweet here. The real bear case for the Trump presidency that few are discussing, but some are starting to realize, is extreme unpredictability. He operates on feelings over thought, making it hard to tell whether his actions are part of a plan or just a spur of the moment impulse. He also has a habit of overpromising and under-delivering, something common among politicians, but with him, it's always taken to the extreme. For traders, it's a great environment for volatility, but for true believers, it's riskier than ever. Yeah, so Donald Trump, when we had the tariffs bullshit, when he was going back and forth on his policies, but he was most likely going to enact on tariffs anyways. But this price action is as a result of this Trump fuckery, basically. And we're going to have to be dealing with this for the next 4 years for the markets here. And at least what's good is that as Trump keeps fucking us, the market just takes less of his bullshit and absorbs that bearish news even more. So it can't really go much lower. Like you would expect, if the market was actually to be that weak, Bitcoin should be below this fucking range by now with all the news that came out. And Bitcoin should easily be like, I don't know, 70s, 80s if it were really that weak. But the fact is that Bitcoin is still in this huge fucking range. Like it looks like a distribution from a market structure standpoint, but what's actually could be interesting that maybe it's an accumulation because the market is actually so bullish by taking all of this news from Trump and absorbing it and actually not going much lower. So that's actually really good for Bitcoin, right? But at least altcoins aren't really just enjoying it too much. So altcoins are just not having fun. It's a very Bitcoin driven market currently still, but I still think that Bitcoin has at least another leg or maybe two to perhaps 150K at least, I think, at least in the later stage of the bull run. So it's not over just yet. A lot of people are calling that it's going to go to 70K, 80K. I don't think it's going to go there unless we have some negative super war catalyst, like it's World War III plus COVID-2 plus Donald Trump gets assassinated or something like that. That has to be the case for Bitcoin to go below this range and everything is actually doomed. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's very, very low chance. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. Not really too many things to talk about today because crypto Twitter has actually been pretty bland with Bitcoin's price action, especially like a lot of people are touching grass or they're completely executed by playing with leverage here. And if I were to suggest at this point, just sit on your hands. You could do research, of course, if you have the time, but focus on other things IRL. You don't have to be on crypto like fucking micromanaging the seconds and shit. You could be taking this time to learn and perhaps doing research on AI projects if you want, or dollar cost average into tokens. Honestly, it's not really that much to say here. It's either that Bitcoin is going to break down into 94K again, which means everything's going to pull back drastically again, or Bitcoin breaks down up from here and then AI catches a shit ton of bids. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video, and I'll see you guys.